Hi everyone, my name is Mikal and I'm a self-taught film photographer normally based in New York, but I'm currently in the San Francisco Bay Area to start off 2025 and I am so excited to be making my first video of the year. I started my YouTube journey in I believe September of 2024 and I have always wanted to make YouTube videos. I am an avid consumer of YouTube of just so much content, whether it's interviews and academic conversations or young people just expressing their thoughts and their creative journeys to everything in between. And as someone who has learned so much from YouTube, I'm really excited to create videos and also contribute my own knowledge and connect with others in the space. It's really interesting to be out here in California planning my year because I am usually based in New York City. But being in California, and even though I'm visiting family, it's still traveling. And I think that travel forces you to really open up your mind in unique ways because you're outside of your day-to-day routine, you're outside of the confines in which you normally live. And I think it gives more clarity into, am I happy? What is making me happy? What is not making me happy? What can I change personally, or what can I add to my life in order to reach the goals that I want to achieve for the year? It's just giving me a lot of space and inspiration as I think about my goals for the new year. One of my goals is to be a lot more strategic about my content. I think this year was my first time actually putting effort into the content that I put out online. I've really been online for such a long time. I think a lot of Gen Z folks can relate to that. And I feel like I've always had good taste, right? Like I've always been a Tumblr girl, a Pinterest girl, an Instagram girl. I love aesthetics. But to think more strategically about the content that I create and how it can raise awareness or start conversations, especially as it relates to the art that I'm creating. Obviously, right now I've been promoting my HABESHA project a lot, and this is a very sensitive project because it deals with issues around identity. And when you talk about identity, it is impossible for people not to take things personally. So at least if we're going to talk about sensitive issues, I want to do so intentionally, thoughtfully, and with parameters that facilitate respect and empathy and ultimately connection. That's what I want my art to do, is to start conversations that ultimately make people feel more connected with one another. That being said, I'm on a lot of social media platforms. I'm on YouTube, Instagram. I'm kind of reviving my Pinterest presence. I'm on Threads, kind of Twitter. I don't really like it. Blue Sky, don't really like it. And I'm on Substack now. I actually started my Substack newsletter, and I am so excited about Substack because I feel like it's a really awesome mix of like Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, and ultimately, like, my foundation in creativity is as a writer. In school, I was always really great at English and history. When I think about the art that I'm creating, a lot of it does come from an academic background, and I'm trying to think about how to communicate my ideas through the visual form, primarily through photography. So I'm really, really excited to engage on Substack because I think that it will give people more insight into the art that I'm creating and more understanding as well. Because again, especially as it relates to my HABESHA project, I think that these sound bites that I'm releasing on Instagram and TikTok are great for virality and for starting interesting conversations. But I also do want to share knowledge, especially academic knowledge, to enrich these conversations. I just feel like there are similar conversations that come up time and time again in the African diaspora. Instead of kind of reviving these tired conversations, I would like to revitalize them with some new perspectives and hopefully add a new dimension to these conversations. And again, ultimately help people feel more connected with one another and educated. I really am excited for folks to feel more educated about our region, both within the Eritrean and Ethiopian community and outside of our community. Something I do want to communicate in terms of my project is that race and ethnicity are only one part of someone's identity. And I think growing up obviously was a more integral part of my identity. I think especially because Eritrea got independence in 1991. My family fled Eritrea because of the conflict. So I think that that identity has held a large space for me in my childhood. Now being an adult, I hope most people feel like there's more dimensions to their personality beyond race, ethnicity, and culture. I think we all have unique experiences that really speak to our mindsets and to our ideals as individuals. But I think that obviously race and ethnicity are sensitive topics. They're important topics that really shape our worldview. And I think that especially as it relates to East Africans, Eritrea and Ethiopia, Habesha people. I think there's just a lot that people do not know about our region and about our identity. I'm just really, really excited for that project, and I'm really excited to get creative with the content that I'm sharing as it relates to that project, as I'm applying to grants, reaching out to folks. Also, if you know any venues or any grant opportunities, please feel free to reach out to me. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been sending me different content. Recently, Ebony Obsidian is an actress who spoke with Netflix, and she talked about her Eritrean culture. Folks sent me that interview in order to reference in my project. Similarly, I'm trying to remember what else someone sent me. I forget the other thing that I'm trying to remember, but basically people have been sending me different media in relation to my project, and I just want to say thank you for thinking about me as you see different content related to Eritrea, Ethiopia. If you're interested in learning more about my HABESHA project and what it's about, I will link the video below where I made a YouTube video explaining the premise of the project and how I approached it. But all that being said, stay tuned. I'm going to be talking a lot about that, and I'm really excited to share things with y'all through the platforms you already communicate with me on, but especially on Substack. Please follow along. Those posts are going to be short, but I really want them to be a mix of personal, basically journals, so y'all can see what I'm up to, but also more informative content. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm really enjoying family time right now. I'm enjoying the sunshine. It has like completely overtaken my face right now. And I'm just so thankful to be entering 2025 healthy, with so many accomplishments from 2024, such as my exhibit in Houston, which is still up until February. Once the year is kind of in full flow, it really takes a lot of discipline to keep the content up, to keep my progress towards my goals on track. But I am dedicated to doing that this year. I am saying that 2025 is really my year of execution. I think 2024 was a lot of experimentation, breaking out of my comfort zone, not being scared of sharing my thoughts and my creativity online. And 2025 is really, I'm going to be executing a lot. And mark my words, this Habesha exhibit is going to be on display this year. I'm looking for the venue, I'm looking to secure funds, but that is my top goal for the year. So stay tuned on that project. And again, follow along on my Substack if you're interested in getting my weekly updates. That is all for this week. If y'all have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.